Ah, YouTube. Wow. Just wow. Welcome to the Red Mesa LFC. Ah, what corruption. What goddamn corruption. What are we looking at here? I said from day dot that all VAR does was enable referees and others to play with scores. So all I said, what is it, 4 of them trying to decide what happened, or 3 of them on the VAR? Oh, trying to work out. Listen, VAR should literally be this, right? You have a screen there, right? The referee referees the game as a normal referee used to referee the game, right? What happens is when he is unsure of a decision or something to do with a goal or a red card or whatever it might be, a game-changing decision, he has the opportunity to look at it back at VAR. No one tells him, I'll do this or do that. It's up to him if he wants to see it again. And all they need to do, right, is play the video back to him. Don't start at a still image of the actual connection. Just run the footage from start and let it play. Maybe even slow it down. Maybe even slow it down, because all he can do is go by what he saw, right? And what he saw, right, was a situation, a tackle, or whatever it might be, at full pace in the moment. What he needs to see is that same situation, but just replayed. So he can, maybe from a few angles. I don't even think they should slow it down, because he didn't get to see it in slow motion. Why should you slow it down? Why? He should see it as it was in full motion, and then make either stick with his decision or change it. No one should be saying to him, "Oh, I think you made a bad decision. Oh, it should be this or it should be that." Oh, yeah. Let him be the judge of a bad decision. Let him referee the goddamn game. That way, no 1 people or 2 people or 3 people or 4 people or 5 people or however it is, however many it is, at Stockton Park or wherever it is, in a little hideaway dugout place, has no influence on what he says or does. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Corrupt as you goddamn like. City lost today, and what is it? They just can't bear to see us win, can they? Just can't bear to see us win. But City lost, they knew if we won, we go top of the league. Right off a perfect goal, half time. 2-1 up at half time. The game changes. Jota doesn't make that challenge because we are on an ascendancy. There's no pressure. We're leading. We concede all right. We hold out and hold on for a draw. Jota, I guarantee you, we go into 1 up. Completely different team talk. Right? Jota doesn't make those rash challenges. Isn't in a situation that he finds himself in. Isn't under pressure. But anyway, I actually think Jota was the wrong player for that game. But I will get into that. I will definitely get into that. So first and foremost, let's make a little bit of space. Oh, good damn it. Corrupt. That is all I can say. So guys, first and foremost, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening and taking the time to listen to my review of this game, my post-match full-time review of Liverpool or Tottenham versus Liverpool. Tottenham edging us out 2-1. Not even edging us out. We didn't. They weren't all that. They weren't all that. we beat ourselves. Poor Joel. Poor Joel. I blame Jota. Honestly, I blame Jota. But listen, I got a lot to say. I'm heated. We could be here for a while. I'm so angry. So angry. First and foremost, let's start with the team we left off with in the preview. If you happen to go and check it, if you're more than welcome to check it out. Probably a bit too late, as you know the actual game's finished now. But you know, I did call a team. I got one player wrong. But this was the team I called in the preview, and this is the team I pretty much thought Klopp might go with. So yeah, Alisson, VVD. Sorry, Robertson, VVD, Kanate, Gomez, Curtis Jones, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Diaz, Nunez, Salah. I actually got two wrong. Did I really? I don't think I went with. I didn't go. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Did I actually go? Did I actually go? No, I didn't. I didn't. I knew I didn't. Just made an error. Oh, Gakpo. Sorry, I went with Gakpo. So on the bench, Harvey Elliott, Endo Wataru, Gravenberch, Kwanzaa, Gakpo, Jota, Tsimikas. No, not Gakpo. Sorry, Nunez, Jota, Tsimikas, Trent, Matip, and Kelleher. Right. So the starting lineup didn't have Konate in it. It was actually VVD and Matip, which did surprise me. And the front three was actually correct. So it was only the one change, and that was Konate. I thought Klopp would go with Konate and Virgil van Dijk. But actually, you know what? Thinking about it, I do think VVD, and I mentioned this in my preview as well, that I think VVD does have has a better connection defensively with Matip. And I just think that Konate, arguably, is probably as good as a defender as VVD. Now, not 2 or 3 seasons ago, at the moment, he's probably as good. And I don't know if they like taking orders from each other. Whereas I think Matip is okay with being governed and marshalled by VVD. Listen, I could be completely wrong, and Konate could be completely fine with it. I'm not saying that he argues with Van Dijk. I don't. I think they get on like a house on fire. But I just feel like there's more of a budding relationship between Joel and VVD. Maybe it's a history or something. I don't know. But at the moment, I just feel like their partnership is more. It's not as rash. It's more organized. It's more. They understand each other more. They are used to how each other plays more, as opposed to VVD and Konate. Very interesting. So let's move over to the subs bench. Right. So we had Wataru Endo, Ibrahim Konate, Diogo Jota, Gravenberch, Alexander Arnold, Darwin Núñez, Harvey Elliott, Tsimikas, and Kelleher. Darwin Núñez, Jota, Gravenberch, Harvey Elliott, Tsimikas, Alexander Arnold, Kelleher, Wataru Endo, and obviously not Joe Matip, because it would have been Konate. So let's just swap those two out. So Konate comes out, Joe Matip comes in. So barring those two, my bench was exactly right and the team was right. So actually, I wasn't right. When you want to be, if you want to be real, I wasn't right about any of them. I was wrong about the bench. I was wrong about the first team. But no, barring one, I got the whole. And it was very interesting because I thought that I was having in the preview, I was struggling to work out whether Kwanzaa was going to be involved. And the thing is, because Trent was fit, and I feel like Matip was the more experienced, or Konate, I feel like Kwanzaa will miss out. It's a very, very, very difficult bench now, especially as you have Thiago injured, you have Ben Doak, you got Ben Doak, Thiago, and Kwanzaa pushing for places. If we got another 2 players vying for first team football that could probably push these on the bench now, it could get really interesting. Oh yeah, and Bajetic. So we got like 5 players who could come onto this bench and be pretty comfortable playing within the first 11. That's crazy. That is insane. That is one hell of a bench. Like I'm really really looking forward to this season, with the players we've got at our disposal now. Um, wow. So that was my predictions for the bench. That was my prediction for the starting 11. Um, where should we start? I think we're gonna start. We're gonna talk about each player individually. We're gonna give them a rating. Um, and then we're gonna talk about some of the crap that happened, basically. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with Allison. Um, Allison was fantastic today. Um, big saves, huge saves, big saves. I can't fault the guy. I don't like. I can't. There's nothing I can do. He was great with his feet today. Done all he could do. Couldn't do nothing about the Matip own goal, unfortunately. Absolutely couldn't do nothing about it. It is what it is. Um, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. What can you do? I reckon he was very good, Allison. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give Allison a 9.5. Yes, I'm gonna give Allison a 9.5. I thought he was that good, and he was inches away from keeping a clean sheet. And if he had kept a clean sheet, you know what? If he saves at Matip shop, I know he weren't saving it. But if he somehow managed to keep that out, he gets a 10. Or if that doesn't happen and Matip doesn't do that, then he gets a 10 for his performance, keeping us in the game with all his big boy saves, etc., etc. He made some excellent saves. Madison, Basuma, Saar. There was some great saves. I think there was a Kulusevski shot as well at some point. There was a Son. The goal couldn't do nothing about the goal. It is what it is, but still, even that performance, he gets a 9.5. Um, Robertson. I thought Robertson put in one hell of a shift. I thought he put in a hell of a shift. There was a few errors, a few moments where he was a bit meh, kind of lost his head a bit, but no, I thought I can't. I'm not gonna give the defense shit ratings or crap ratings. I can't do it. So yeah, I think I'm happy to give. That's a massive number. Why is he so big? That's what she said. No, I'm gonna give him an 8. So Robertson gets an 8. VVD. I thought VVD was a real titan. Best game I've seen him play so far. In fact, in about 2 or 3 years, since he was just instrumental for us. That's a real captain's performance today. Real captain's performance. And it's rare I give defenders a 9, but I think today he definitely gets a 9. Gomez. Gomez worked his absolute nuts off. He worked so hard. He was spent. Bless him. I think he was better than, well, the goal came through down his side, wasn't it? The Madison passed the ball through the lines, didn't he? That's exactly what he done. Gomez was here. Sabozlai was here. McAllister was here. And the ball just got played through the lines. And Richarlison in from the side. Pushes it back and Son hits it in the goal. So easy. Like, listen, how do you not just come across? Brain fart. Gomez had a brain fart. Just come across and stop that. Force him to play the ball there. How? How does that happen? Brain fart of a moment. Otherwise, straight 9. Excellent performance. Brain fart of a moment. I'm sorry, Gomez. I think you get a 7.5. Yeah. I think a 7.5 is pretty fitting. Definitely. So we'll go with a 7.5 for Joey Gomez. Matip. Now this one is painful because Matip was as good as Van Dijk. He was as good as Van Dijk. But his own goal cost him. It cost him. Did his own goal undo his performance? Should it undo his performance? All the hard work that he put in, I don't know. If I give him an 8, that means he played better than Joe Gomez. Probably did, when I think about it, but not as good as Van Dijk and not as good as Robertson. Probably was more. He probably was better than Robertson, even with conceding. Yeah, maybe an 8 is fitting after all. So, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip. Joel Matip, yeah. Gets an 8. I feel so sorry for him. So sorry for him. I can't even be mad. I'm not even mad at Joel. Played the whole game, heavy legs, tired legs. Could have had a Kwanzaa on the bench. In hindsight, it's a fine thing. Who'd you leave off the bench for Kwanzaa? That's a younger player in from a tip. Say Kwanzaa started next to Van Dijk, or it was Van Dijk and Konate, and then Kwanzaa comes on. Fresher legs on the pitch in Van Dijk and Konate and Kwanzaa. Fresher legs. Do you think we made that mistake? Is that Matip? You know, I mean, Matip is kind of hasn't really. He has dodgy moments sometimes, brain farty moments, but he's not. They're not really costly. They've never been costly. This is a costly one. To an extent, it's, you know, we're still in the mix. It's just annoying that our unbeaten run is gone, and it was to Tottenham in the way it was in Tottenham. It wasn't like they played us off the pitch and we was crap. I don't even think there was all that, to be fair. I honestly don't. Everyone's like, yeah, Tottenham playing this new style of football. You know, wait till we're like 11, 12 games in. They'll fall off. They're gonna drop off. But I feel sorry. But I feel sorry for him. But I can't be angry at him. I'm not angry at him. He was an absolute boss for us. The whole defense was solid. I can't knock the defense and the goalkeeper, even though we lost 2-1. I can't. It wasn't Tottenham. Tottenham didn't beat our defense. We beat ourselves. We beat ourselves. You know, we beat ourselves. Right, midfield. McAllister. If you've been keeping an eye on my previews when I talk about this guy, I have said that previously. I do believe in the fact that you don't need a six, a professional six, like a six that is just that focuses on that position. You know, like I can't remember the word now. I've forgotten the word. Just a six only plays the six. You know, someone designed especially to play the six. I do believe that you can have a middle three that alternates and rotates, and you all defend together and you all attack together. However, I don't know if he has the attributes. There's something not right. I don't think he is mentally. It's either he doesn't like playing the position, and he can't play it and he's uncomfortable, or he's not good enough to play it. One or the other. Um, I would love to see him in his actual sixth position, but I just don't think he does enough. He doesn't move around enough in that position. It's very, and I've seen it. I saw it in the Wolves game. He's had mares. Newcastle game, he got sent off. He's just like hovering around, like he's slow. I'm just not sure. Like, I don't see if you have a player in the six, right? No, like Endo comes on and I see the six attributes in him, the natural six attributes. Most midfielders have natural six attributes if you play in the midfield across the three, but some have more than others, right? Some are more naturally defensive minded. I'm just not sure if he's got that defensive mind to him. I don't know. And I just think he had a bad match. I think he had a bad game, and that did not help us at all. Don't think he was great in this match at all, in the slightest. I still don't think we need a specialist six. I think we might just need to have someone there that's better than him. Like, I feel like Szoboszlai in the centre there. Like, for instance, Thiago. Here's my point. Now, Thiago isn't a natural six, but Thiago is better in that position than McAllister. I feel like McAllister's void of confidence at this level to get on the ball. I feel like he's struggling to live up to the our team, the expectations of this team in that position. You know, at the moment, he's replacing Fabinho. And I'll be honest with you, at the moment, Prime Fabinho, there is no comparison. Prime Fabinho actually makes McAllister look like he comes from Brighton. He makes McAllister look like he was born in Brighton. Literally. Makes him he don't look Argentinian. He's not Argentinian. Brightonian. Like, seriously. I can't. He wasn't good today. He wasn't good today. He wasn't good. Very average. I don't think he was bad, but he was definitely average. I don't even think I can give him a 7. I think it has to be lower than a 7. Yeah. Has to be lower than a 7. I'm gonna go with a 6. A 6 for McAllister. You weren't very good today, McAllister. You wasn't. I'm sorry, but you just wasn't. So there we are. We have McAllister and a 6. Jones. Oh, Jonesy boy. Oh, Jonesy boy. Ay, 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 ay. Mm, 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 mm. Good old Jones. What do we do with Jones? What's the rating for Jones? The red card. I personally, nah. I don't think it was a red card. I think he tried to cradle the ball. Went for the ball, won the ball, won the ball first, touched the ball first. And I felt like he tried to put his foot on the other side of the ball to create a separation between Basuma's foot and the ball. Only thing is, Basuma was in the way. But he touched the ball first, right? And he has to plant his foot somewhere, right? Unfortunately, he wobbles after getting the ball, winning the ball because he wins the ball, and his foot lands on Basuma. So he accidentally treads on Basuma whilst having won the ball first. That's literally what it was. He just goes over the ball and Basuma's in the way. You know, that's sort of like going out for a header, right? And you win the header, but on the way down, you catch someone with your elbow by accident or the forearm. They go down holding their face. Do you get a red card? No. It's not a red card. That's not a red card. It's not a red card. It's a yellow card. And this is what I mean by VAR. Right? Why a VAR telling the referee now, oh, you could have potentially missed a red card? Why are they telling him that? Just let him referee the game. If he obviously was happy with that yellow card, right? What should happen is he should be given the opportunity, right, to say to himself, hold on a minute, was I okay with that yellow card, or should I review that? Should I go and look at that again? Because maybe that could have been a red card. Allow these referees to question their own decisions and make sure they make a healthy decision, thus being the right decision. So he could have been like, is that dodgy? All right, you know what? I'll give him a yellow card, but I want to see VAR. Ring through on his mic, whatever it is. Talk on your mic. Yeah, I want to see the replay of that tackle from so and so and so and so. Put it through to VAR so I can view it on VAR. Then he just takes a minute out, goes and views it on VARs, and then makes another decision. Either he continues to play, whatever, or he changes the decision and makes it a red card. VAR should have nothing to do with it. The bunker guys should have nothing to do with the decision. It should just be the referee, and that the monitor is there to back up. Because these decisions are subjective, and ultimately the referee is reffing the game. Someone has to be in charge of these decisions, right? And not everyone is going to agree with the decision that the referee makes. 100%. Whatever team you support, you're always going to be on the opposite, thought scale of what was and what wasn't a foul, etc., etc., etc. So the referee should just take full control of it. He shouldn't be swayed or told, "Oh, go and look at this," and make him, because then he's gonna think like, "Oh shit, what have I missed?" His opinion is then skewed. So yeah, for me, I don't think it was a red card. I think a yellow card is okay. Basuma held his, ankle, whatever it was, but he didn't make too much of a meal about it. I don't see how that's a red card. Up until then, I thought James was alright. He was improving. I don't think he was great. I don't think any of the midfielders were that great at that point, to be honest. Got himself sent off though. I don't think the tackle was rash. I think he was just showing that real bite. I think I was going to give him a 7 or 7.5, but I think because of the red card, I think he has to drop, unfortunately, to a 6.5 rating. Yep. Drops to a 6.5 rating. Szoboszlai. This guy worked his absolute butt off. He worked. He ran for 96 minutes constantly. What a guy. Doing double the work in that midfield. He must be exhausted. These guys need a rest. They can't go and play Lask now. They need a rest. Massive rest. I don't even care. Not Lask, sorry. Union. Luckily, it's at Anfield anyway. So, rest. Don't even want to see him on a bench. But he may have to be on a bench because of injuries and red cards. Well, the red cards are irrelevant because it's Europe. So Jota and Jones will be allowed to play. So I think they will play. I think they will play in the European games. Well, Jota gets one game ban, so he's back for the Brighton match. Jones is not available. Harvey probably comes in for Jones that game, but Szoboszlai running like an animal. Got the assist as well for the goal. Well, no, he dinks the ball into Van Dijk. Van Dijk knocks it back to Cody. Cody gets the goal. 1-1. Yeah. So sad. So sad. The result's so sad. It's just breaking me. Absolutely breaking me. I think I'm gonna give Szoboszlai maybe an 8. Oh, wow. Oh man. Yeah. We're going for an 8 for Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai gets an 8. Right. Strikers. Reason why Mo Salah was really big then is because last preview I chose him as my man of the match, which was not the case. Although he did play pretty well. Diaz. Scored a goddamn goal which was disallowed. I thought Diaz was pretty dangerous. Thought he was playing well. Got the goal. I'm gonna obviously it doesn't count as a goal, it doesn't make a difference to the result, but I'm gonna give him his ratings as if the goal stood, or because it was a perfectly fine goal, there was nothing wrong with it, you know. So for me, I think I'm gonna go for, other than the goal at that moment, I don't think he was amazing. I thought he was around the 6.5. With the goal, I think that buffs him up to probably 8. That's too kind, maybe. Ooh. Yeah, let's go with 7.5. Yeah, let's go with 7.5. So 7.5 for DS. Cody Gakpo. He was doing what I thought he was going to do. When I said in the preview, he's going to be in there, he's going to be, trying to get physical. He's going to be closing down that Basuma and Sarr, little intricate bits of play with Maddison in the middle. He's going to be doing all that. He's going to be doing all of that. And that's what I saw him doing, especially early in the game. Pressing, being physical, working his ass off. Got his reward. Took it very well. Injured himself in the process. Left Tottenham's ground with a knee brace. Jesus. Mad. Crazy. I think a 7.5 is probably about right as well. For Gakpo. So I'm going to go over 7.5. Mo Salah. I'm struggling to remember what good parts Mo Salah had. I think Udogie kind of shut him down. Unfortunately, I think Salah's game was hindered a lot because of the red cards. Um, yeah. So Udogi, I guess, holds off Salah by default. So out of the front three, obviously he didn't get an assist. He didn't score. Um, wait a minute. Wait. Who? I can't remember who played the ball through for Diaz. Diaz's goal. Was that Salah? That might have been Salah. Can't remember. I'm not sure. Anyway, I can't think. So, yeah. Because it was disallowed, it kind of just completely evaded my mind. Now that I'm kind of bringing it up and including it in these ratings, it's kind of essential that I know, but I don't. We're gonna go with Mo Salah. I think I'm just gonna go with a 7, even if without the assist. Let's just say I had an assist. I think it was probably around a 6 or a 7 anyway. So if he did have the assist, then we'll say 7, and we'll say 6, and then the assist brings him to 7. If he didn't get it, then yeah, we'll just say 7 anyway. So yeah, I think a 7. I think a 7 is cool. Is good for Mo. So as you can see, defense were like rocks. Midfields, meh, rash decision. Someone's just getting skin and turned and looking slow in there, and then someone giving his heart out and playing the other two positions in midfield as well as his own on the right side to Bozolai. And then the attackers unfortunately suffered by the recklessness of a few others in the side, and then obviously via decision and tactics from Klopp. What can you do? It is what it is. Substitutes. Endo, Konate, Jota, Gravenberch, Trent. I'm not gonna give Trent Trent rating. First and foremost, let's make the substitution. So the red cards. So red cards. Jones. We'll give him his number as well. What the hell? You can take it with you, buddy. You earned it at least. And then Jota, he doesn't even get to go onto the pitch. I was gonna put him there, but what's the damn point? He gets to go there. He doesn't even deserve a number. I'm not even gonna bother rating him. Like he was doo doo when he came on anyway. He didn't do a thing. Excuse me. Where's Thiago? Thiago, right? Thiago's injured. Let's just do this. Here's the other one. Oh yeah, Doke. So Doke can go down there. Jones can go there. So yeah, these are players that kind of red card, suspended, or didn't make the squad type thing. You have your injury list, and then you have obviously the subs bench. So Nunes didn't come on. Cody Gakpo came off. Ryan Gravenberch did come on. Trent came on. Gomez came off. So Gomez came off. Gomez came off. Trent Alexander-Arnold came on. What we did do is we went to a back five because we literally had like no players on the pitch. And then Kanate came on. So that was... Oof, it's getting a bit tight. Anthony, I have to make these a little bit smaller, you know? All right, there we go. Got a bit more space now. Just to fit him in. Next to Trent. God, it is squashy. Squashy. Can just about fit them in, right? Perfect. That is actually perfect sizing. When Kanate came on, I thought he was actually a beast. So let's give him a rating. I think I'm gonna give him an 8 because I thought he was really good as well. So let's give him an 8 as well. Bing, 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 bosh. Or 8.5. No, 8. 8 is good. 8 is good. So 8 for Kanate. Trent, not going to bother with Trent. I don't think he was even on long enough, to be fair. Although he might have came on before. Yeah, do you know what? I think actually I will give Trent a rating. I'm gonna give him just a standard, like 5. Yeah, he's just gonna get a 5, I think. So Trent gets the 5. Gravenberch comes on. I thought Gravenberch was pretty good. Pulled the ball out. He drew in. Took the ball out wide a lot. Drew a lot of plays in with him. So I'm gonna give him. I think I'm gonna give him a 6.5. Yeah, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a 6.5. I think. So Gravenberch gets a 6.5. McAllister then came off. McAllister came off. Take your number, McAllister. Endo came on in the D, and I thought he was good from when he was there. He was pressing, he was chasing. You know, I thought it was good. I felt like it was. I felt like he knew where he needed to be. There was a few moments where he got caught out, but then so McAllister did pretty much the whole game. I think he was as good as Gravenberch, probably. I'm gonna go for a 6.5 again. Yep, I'm gonna go for a 6.5 again. Oop, where's our 6.5? Where's our 6.5? Shee. It's up there. All right, so Edna gets to 6.5. Then obviously we had to make those substitutions, right? So yeah, we have no Diaz has to come off. Oh God, Diaz has to come off. Take your number. Gakpo comes off because he's injured. Take your number. And then Salah comes off. Yeah. Now it's interesting because a lot of people were saying, hold on. A lot of people were saying that Klopp should have brought on, and I'm gonna name the channel. I was watching Coppish. I watched a few other, Never a Foul, as we do. You probably heard of some of those. Now, they were sort of saying, and Matt specifically was saying how Klopp should have brought on Nunes. Right. He should have brought on Nunes to play kind of one to play one of what he should like to play here or something like that. Gravenberch shouldn't have come on. And his point was so that we have something still in behind. Is this guy for real? Is this guy for real? And I sent in a comment. I commented and I sent a super chat. I said, if Nunes was playing on the basketball court, he could probably cover everyone's position. Because this guy thinks he can come on and not only play in his position, but also play here as well. What do you think he's going to do? That? All around the pitch? Like an absolute nutcase? Bro, it's 9 versus 11. This is how I know certain men don't have no football experience. You can't do that. You are playing against 11 men. This is professional football at the highest of highest levels. You cannot defend with just 2 men in there. It's not going to happen. Where is his support? What is he going to be doing just tearing around up top? What? The back four of Tottenham are passing the ball around. What, and my man's just doing this? Chasing the back line. Like, back to Basuma, back to Van der Ven, back to a doggy. He's just doing that. What do you think? The guy's going to fall down dead. You silly child. Like, I don't get these content creators. I don't understand it. It was such a stupid thing to say. To say that listen, once you lose 2 players, red cards, forget about winning. Unless you're playing a team from a lower division by some division, like 2 or 3 divisions below than you, or whatever, yeah, forget about it. We're talking about a class team this season that's just turned a huge corner, are playing some of the best stuff they've ever played in probably their club's history in a long time, and you want to bring on an attacker to run his backside off to try and win you the game when you have 2 men and you are drawing 1-1. Bro, it's not going to happen. You are absolutely deluded. You are deluded. It's not going to happen. No chance. Forget it. Capiche? That was totally, to leave him on the bench was the right thing to do. It was the correct thing to bring Gravenberch on because the guy has knowledge of playing in that position. 1 second, let me just roll these back. Gravenberch has knowledge of playing in this midfield position here. He has knowledge of playing in this position here. He has knowledge of playing in this division here. The position here, right? So therefore, he's arguably a complete midfielder, right? He has experience in those positions. Nunes does not. Nunes does not know where and how gaps are formed or created and closing down lines in those areas. That's not Nunes' game. So why are you going to play Nunes here? You would have a problem if Klopp put Nunes at left back, wouldn't you? Or Nunes at right back, wouldn't you? Right? Or centre back. Why would you have that? Why would you have that opinion or problem? Why? Because he doesn't play this position, right? So why would you then say, oh, go and play midfield, Nunes? You can do a midfielder's job. Bro, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. It does not make sense. It's a stupid idea. Gravenberch was the perfect option because he has legs to get forward, right? And to do what Nunes, not like Nunes would do it, because Nunes is a striker and Gravenberch isn't. But listen, you have Gravenberch and you have Szoboszlai, who are both quality, and given an opportunity, should one occur or rise, it's likely that between them and maybe with a bit of support from Endo, those 3 could have maybe created something. But the point of the matter is none of those 3 can get caught out of their positions. You can't send Ryan Gravenberch forward, right? Szoboszlai forward to take on Tottenham's back four, right? Yeah. And they're three midfielders. Remember, they've still got three strikers occupying us, all of our players here. Our first protocol is simply to defend it out and see the match and try and get a point. From when we had the second sending off, there is no way Klopp should have tried to attack, right? And actually, in hindsight now, yes. And I always say it's a fine thing because maybe he should have put on Nunes and done what Matt said he should have done. However, at the time, you are not losing. And we didn't lose to Tottenham in the sense that, Tottenham didn't score against us. We scored an own goal. In theory, we beat ourselves and lost, undone all our own hard work. So really and truly, it wasn't even Tottenham. So Klopp's tactics aren't even wrong. The right decision was Gravenberch. It was Gravenberch. It was an individual error which Gravenberch can't blame him for that. You can't blame any other Liverpool player for that mistake. Yes, you can blame Matip because unfortunately Matip was the reason why that even happened. It's just unfortunate. But you need your midfielders here to protect your defense. We've got three big defenders in here. Last thing you want is you got the wing backs coming down this side for Tottenham and that side. Then you've got, you got another attacker in here. You got one here, you got one here, and then you got we're outnumbered. Like their centre backs are right up here, and their wing backs are forward. We've done a remarkable job defending that area. We was freaking-tastic. We was excellent. We was right in here. We kept it tight. We was just it was fantastic defending. I can't even be angry with the way this team defended. We were superb. But we was never gonna have an outlet. You can't have an outlet when you have 9 men because you can't do it with 2. So it's impossible. And then the other thing is also, as Drifty said, you're going to get an injury. You're going to get an injury. Like, he comes on and does all that running. This guy's going to pull an injury. And a rumor has it he was already carrying an injury. Rumor had it. I personally don't believe it. But rumor has it that he wasn't completely fit. So why risk him? And why would you risk him when you're 1 minute away from taking a point from Tottenham? Why would you risk it? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense to make that change. It would have been a stupid change to make. And I'd have been like, Klopp, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you making that change? There was no reason to make that change. So I don't think he did anything wrong there. I think Klopp played it perfectly. It was just a bad mistake. It was unfortunate. It is what it is. Jota is the one to blame. The second yellow card. Why are you kicking out of him? Just get up off the floor. You lost the ball. Don't. Because I tell you something. If he doesn't do that second tackle, I don't have any problem with the yellow cards personally either. I think they were both yellow cards, and you should see and you need to go. The annoying thing about that is that Ken win. Jones misses more matches than Jota, when actually Jota deserves to miss more matches than Jones. The irony of it, right? Because Jones was deemed as more dangerous, and that won't get his game ban is going to stand. Free match ban is going to stand. That won't get taken off. We're not even going to try and get it reduced either. It makes no sense. By letter of the law, it says it's dangerous, and so therefore that's why the red card was given. It is what it is. But Jota was dumb. He's the one I'm pissed off with. He is why I'm pissed off with. Which actually brings me to him now, is the fact that I don't even think he was built for this game. I don't think he lacks intensity and he lacks strength. He's a player you bring on the pitch for me when the other team is a bit light physically and you're dominating the game. Leicester's team. I'm not sure he's got the real grit and graft. The pretty teams like Arsenal and City. They're not very rugged. They like to pass and move. They'll give you time on the ball. They try and mark spaces. I don't think a team that's, rough and ready and like a Sheffield United. I say Sheffield United as a poor example. They're shit at the moment. But what I mean is like a more of a dogged team. I don't know if he fits. All the players, Diaz, Salah, even Salah's got more dog in him than Jota. Jota plays like he's got clouds on his feet. And not even in a good way. It's like, I don't know, he just doesn't seem like he has that dog, man. Gakpo, Nunes, Salah, when it gets tough, Salah's, Salah gets stuck in. Like, everyone's got that dog, man, but he comes on, and it's like, he's got nothing. I would be looking to move Jota on, personally, and by next season, I think he's had his stay. I don't think he offers us anymore. I don't feel like his ceiling's any higher or it's getting better. I would move him on, potentially. I think a lot of teams would take him. Maybe even in January. I'll be honest. Maybe January or next summer. I'd move him on, bring someone else in to really push Diaz and challenge. Or try and get one of the. I don't know. We got a few youth players coming in. Maybe drop him out, put one of those in for a while. See how the cookie crumbles. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's just a player where you're dominating possession and the game's comfortable. And even his goals, when he comes on, we're leading or usually leading, and any other team's kind of like, giving up or they're already 3-1 down, and then he bags one. So he comes on in circumstances and scores in circumstances where the game's almost either done or the team's kind of been strangled. The grit's strangled out of our opposition, and he just comes on and, like the back heel he scored the other day. Like, game was done. Like, that was the final blow, but yeah. So I just don't see, and he's the one for me that really pissed me off, really annoyed me. That was the reason we lost, not Matip. That tackle, that second yellow card was the reason we lost the goddamn game, not Joel Matip. 100%, no way, not Joel Matip. I'm fuming over that, absolutely fuming from that. What else is there to talk about? Who's my favorite player today? Man of the match, who would I give it to? Probably Alisson. I think his saves kept us in the lifeline. So gutted because I think 11-11 we clapped these guys. 11v11 we absolutely clapped these guys. And I'm gutted. I'm really gutted about it. Did my accumulators as well, and yeah, it's funny because I looked at the bets again because I did the Liverpool ACCA midweek and I looked at it again before the match started today, and I saw that like Tottenham had jumped to favourites. I was like, how the hell did this betting company know that? Why would they put Tottenham as favourites? And I thought it was awfully strange. And then I thought, something's going to happen today. And what happens? That teach me something. Do not bet against the bookies. Like, I tell you, man, dodgy. Like, how do they know that they was gonna? Why would they put Tottenham as favourites? Weird, very strange. Definitely some weird types of communication happening here. Honestly, between Premier League and bookies. I swear down. This Premier League, man, is something else. It is something else. This inconsistency. The refs association is an absolute shambles. Howard needs to resign, and they need to just get rid of every referee and just bring in new refs. You know what I think they should do? I think each referee should referee a different country. So I think we should have Italian referees refereeing our league, and so on. It's never going to happen, but I think that's how I think it should. Or there should be a European referee society or whatever, or agency, whatever it is, and then referees just go to different places, and just referee different matches. So we might have a referee from Portugal refereeing our match or whatever. I think it's stupid that, the way decisions are made and And what is a yellow card in the Premier League is not a yellow card in Italy, and so and so. Like the levels are different of fouls and stuff. It's all different. Like I think it's really stupid that's a thing. But yeah, um, I'm super pissed off. Super pissed off about this whole business. Um, Something else I want to quickly read out also is um where are we? Let's get rid of that 6.5. Okay. Most of you've probably seen this already. The PGMO statement. PGMO acknowledged a significant human error occurred during the first half of Tottenham Hotspur v Liverpool. The goal by Luis Diaz was disallowed for offside by the on-field team of match officials. This was a clear and obvious factual error and should have resulted in goal being awarded through VAR intervention. However, the VAR failed. However, the VAR failed to intervene. PGMR will conduct a full review into the circumstances which led to the error. PGMR will immediately be contacting Liverpool at the conclusion of the fixture to acknowledge the error. You better give them a match replay. I want a replay. Replay the match. Tottenham ain't got no European football. They're out of their cups. They got one cup. You know, if we go out of a cup, schedule the match. We go out of the one of the cups, schedule it somewhere. You know, even at the end of the season. You know, schedule it somewhere. I'm pretty sure the match can be scheduled. We're not in the Champions League. You know, even if we end up getting to Europa League final, and you know the Tottenham game has to be the Tottenham game has to be rescheduled after that European game, like midweek or something after that match, Europa League final, and then we have the Tottenham game as the last game of the season. You know, reschedule it or no contest match, and what happens then is the return game at Anfield is a 6-pointer. You know, it's a 6-pointer. The only problem with that is that it would be an advantage because it would be at Anfield. However, I mean, is it Spurs? Is it their stadium that holds responsibility for VAR not working, or is it? Or VAR not working, was the machine actually functioning? Was it functioning properly? Or was it the VAR referees, like let's just say, was the machine working correctly and it was able to do lines, but the referees on VAR just didn't do it? Was it that? Or was the actual mechanical side of the machine that does all the lines and stuff not working? Which was it? I don't know which one it was. Because if it's actual machine, you know, then that's down to, who's that down to? I don't even know. But as a £1 billion stadium, like, you should not be having a machine that is not working. I'm sorry. So if that's the case, then your club needs to be held responsible. Therefore, that should be counted as a no contest because you can't provide suitable mechanical, you know, machinery that's, we know, in top working order. So therefore, you should have to play. That should be no contest, and you should have to forfeit your points. And you play the 6-pointer. You play this as a 6-pointer back at Anfield in the return game as your punishment. Yes, you still have opportunity to win 6 points, don't you? If you get the win there, but that's what you have to do. However, if it was the referees, if it was them that were rubbish, then that's a bit harsh on Tottenham and their stadium, I guess. So what do you do? How do you can't just call it a point each, can you? Because then what happens if Liverpool end up, you know, or Tottenham, I'm saying Liverpool because Liverpool more likely to be there than Tottenham, but either or, if one of them gets to the end of the season and loses out by a point, they're both going to look back at that match, right, and be like, well, we should have got 3 points because we won, or no, we should have got 3 points because we won. But because it was just called a no contest and a point was given to each of you, then you lose the title, right? But it's not really either of their faults, is it? It's the ref's fault. So why should it be a non-contest? It's actually not even Tottenham's fault. It's Tottenham's fault if the machinery in their stadium isn't up to scratch. They should be responsible for that situation if that's deemed to be their fault. But if it's the referees, then why should Tottenham suffer? Tottenham shouldn't suffer. Yes, I'm pissed off that they beat us today and the way they beat us. But otherwise it's Luis Diaz. Look, it's right here. God damn it, it's absolutely right here. It's right there. Look, it is right goddamn there. It's right in there. Look, I make it nice and big. That's it, right there. Onside. Onside. So I don't know. I don't know what you do about it. No teams. Do both teams get 3 points? You can't even do that. You can't do that. You can't give both teams 3 points. Maybe it is what it is. Maybe it's just a draw, and you need to then. I just don't get. I just don't see how the team should suffer for referees' inconsistency or slackness. That's not fair on the teams. It's just not fair on the teams. But you can't give them no points each. You can't give them 3 points each, and you can't give a 1 point each. So the only option is to find a slot for the game to be replayed somewhere, or a 6-pointer at Anfield in a return. And it is what it is. But even the 6-pointer at Anfield is iffy because it's not Tottenham's fault that the referees messed up. However, if the referees didn't mess up, Tottenham, maybe you've even lost. If they don't, because I'll be honest with you, if we go in 2-1 up, our team talk's completely different. The substitutions are different. Like Klopp's whole thought process, his tactics, his team talk is all different. And we're coming out a different type of animal from half time. We're not coming out tentative and a bit worried and wondering if we can hold on or can we score again. We're not tentative. We're confident. But that wasn't the case. And then you can argue, because we come out with that mentality, does Jota get into the situation that he gets into, and does he end up doing the tackles he does? Because we're on the ascendancy, because we're winning. That changes the whole mentality and the way a game plays out. Just because we go in 2-1 up, it doesn't mean Jota is going to do the same thing. Because the way the game goes will take a different dynamic. The reason why Jota acts the way he does is because it's 1-1, right? And he doesn't want to lose the ball, right? Because he fears that we're going to concede. And actually, he shouldn't have swiped out. Of course not. However, he probably got worried that they was going to score, and he thought, I've got no opportunity, I've got no choice, so I have to get sent off for this because he's going to score. And at least then, if I go off and they still survive with 1 point, and manage 1 point out of this, we get 1 point. I'll serve my ban. A bit like, not like Curtis, because Curtis is one unintentional. But when you do have 11 men and someone just takes a red card for the team, and the team ends up taking 3 points, or taking a point at least. So then, I'll be honest with you, if we take a point from this game, I'm not so harsh on Jota, because then I'd look back in hindsight at that tackle on Udogie, and I'd think to myself, you know what? If Jota didn't do that, Udogie scores, or he'd create something for Son or Kulusevski or whoever it is. So then I'll be looking at him, Jota, and saying, you know what, mate, you probably saved us a point there. It's a whole different perspective, and that's the fine lines of it. But bottom line is, I'm vexed because that takes us in 2-1 up, doesn't it? Or I don't even know. It wasn't before halftime. It was after halftime. But we lead 2-1 anyway. We lead 2-1, and then the game either ends up 2-2 or we hold on. And I'll be honest with you, I think we hold on. I think we hold on to the 2-1 win. I don't think, because it's a different kind of pressure. I think we hold on. because we don't have the nerves. When it's a draw and you're trying to hold on and you know you probably can't score or can't win, and it's just attack after attack after attack, wave after wave after wave, right? You get nervous, and that's what happened to Matip. You got nervous. And to be fair, if Matip had left that, there was someone at the back post that would have slotted that in anyway. So it was do or die. And unfortunately, we died. He died. Not literally, but you get my gist. So it's a difficult one. But VAR, I don't know what you do. All I can think of is you replay the game. What else? What else can you do? But listen, this has been very mentally draining. I don't even want to see football tomorrow. I don't even know what I'm going to do for the rest of the evening. I guess I'll be back with maybe the match preview for Union Berlin. Not even sure if I'm going to do that. I might just skip it and roll on to Brighton. I might do a post match of Union. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. But yes, this has been my post match review of Tottenham versus Liverpool. Unfortunately, lost. Oh man, it's so painful. Guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, people of all ages, I've been Red Miss at FC Ninja. You'll never walk alone. You take it easy. I'll see you soon. Good night.